I feel like I just took the biggest leap of faith of my life. Like, I feel like I've done some pretty wild things before, and it's just been so crazy because even while going throughout the process, like these past 11 years of being a full-time student and just dedicating my entire 20s to like achieving my goal of going to college was wild. And I always fantasized about what it would feel like to just take a break after school, to just slow down, to really be present with life and to do nothing. Like, the fact that I have carried my laptop around with me everywhere, like no matter where I've visited, no matter what country I've traveled to, I've always had my laptop, my big old backpack, you know, traveling through the airport, dragging all my stuff along with me. Like, I always used to imagine what life would be like after I graduated and I had all the time and the freedom to do exactly what it was that I wanted to do, which was honestly just paint, dance, like basic things, like creative things. I've always wanted to really dive into the creative part of me, and I shared a little bit about this in the first video when I talked about my decision to start over with my life and to leave corporate. Like, being an artist as a kid was my dream, and so it just feels so good because with this company that we're building, it feels like I'm getting to tap back into that creative aspect of who I was, the creative aspect of my inner child. And I love being able to just step back and see things come to life. So the fact that this company started from a vision and now it is basically blossomed into something tangible is wild to me. And that creative process has just been amazing to see and to witness, honestly. And through everything, like even, you know, having set in those goals as a teenager and wanting to go to college, like growing up in public housing to being able to experience my dream of graduating from Yale with my doctorate, like I know that's wild. And even like now, like building this company, deciding to walk away from a high paying corporate job and to decide to live a life that is aligned with the soul essence of who I am, like that was also a big leap of faith. So it's just wild because even though I never imagined being here, like exactly here, it turned out better than I expected. Like, this moment in life for me feels the most aligned I've ever felt, even like outside of like going to school. Like, that was amazing, and I'm so grateful for that experience. And I'm using all the skills that I developed over those past 11 years to launch and, you know, promote this company. But the biggest thing is just being able to look at myself and know that I'm taking a chance on myself and I'm betting on myself and I'm believing in the part of me that is stronger than any obstacle, the part of me that is most aligned. And this point in my life really takes me back to my childhood, because not only do I get to come back to be with my family and build this family business, but I also get to think about the legacy of my dad and what he taught us as women to take care of ourselves and to honor, you know, who we are and who God created us to be. Like, my dad was always telling us that our hair was beautiful, that our skin was beautiful. And even though I would cry and beg my dad for a relaxer, he never he never bent on that. I think what's crazy is that my dad didn't know why I was begging him so bad. Like, literally every day when I would come home from school, I would beg him and cry, like, please, can you put a relaxer in my hair? And even talking about it now is getting me choked up because I'm really connecting a lot of dots. I don't want to go too far off, but it's so funny because like every step of the way, like it's like everything that we put our hearts into really does open us up. It opens our heart up to life. And it's so funny because when I think about my dad and whenever I was growing up and how present he was and how he just like poured into his daughters, his 7 girls, it was just amazing because every time my mom would braid my hair, very similar to this, I would cry. Like, and this is beautiful, right? Like, like to me, this is beautiful now, but like when my mom would put our hair, or my sister would put our hair in these braids, I would cry because I never felt beautiful the way that I looked. I never felt beautiful without having long straight hair. And it was my dad who was reaffirming that I was beautiful, that we were beautiful girls no matter what, because our crown was our glory. And that was something he said all the time. And as a child, obviously my brain wasn't developed enough to really understand what he was saying. But now that I'm older and I've gone down this healing path, this path of self-discovery, to really see myself in all that I am, and to really see, or to feel like I see myself as the Creator sees me, it just feels so amazing to look at myself in the mirror and be like, I can't believe I used to think that my hair wasn't beautiful or my skin wasn't beautiful. And now we get to create products to help women really rediscover their own natural beauty, because I feel like in this world, especially with the media in the Western society, the United States especially, a lot of the things that we're taught is about how to enhance yourself, how to get surgery for this, surgery for that. And I'm not knocking anyone doing that if you feel like that's necessary for you, but I feel like the essence of who we are, the natural state that we embody, it's also perfect as is. And I don't think our natural beauty is celebrated as much as maybe the more altered states of beauty. And it's funny too, because being back around family and being back in a place that's very similar to my hometown, I'm reminded of the tragedy of losing a father at such a young age, especially a father that was present. Like my dad was one of those dads, like 1 in a million type of fathers. Someone who really poured into you. He nurtured my artistic abilities. I told him I wanted to be an artist like Norman Rockwell, and he would take me to the library so I could check out books by him. And just really all I was doing when I was looking at those books as a kid is I was just observing his brushstrokes. I was looking at the details of his work and looking at the life that was created in his art. And I thought it was so beautiful that you can take an idea from your head and bring it to life. And a lot of people can enjoy that. And I've always wanted to do that. And that was something that was my first goal before, someone told me that I wasn't going to make a lot of money doing that. And of course, that was a pain point for me, because when you grow up in public housing, you grow up with an idea or with the belief that money is very, very, very limited and that there's never enough. You have a very skewed relationship with resources and with abundance and with money. And so it took a lot for me to really look at that side of myself, to really look at the part of me that was still kind of, I guess, stuck in that childhood state of being. And honestly, the only thing this is making me really do is to really think about the fact that my dad was right all along. And it was like, even though I never felt as beautiful as he would, say that we were, even though I never felt as confident in my own body as he would have wanted us to be, coming back to myself, coming back home, and when I say home, I really mean home in my heart. Like coming back home has just been, it's been the most amazing thing I could ever think of. And I don't want to cry because I feel like I cry on every YouTube video, but this is just the reality of being a sensitive soul, and I'm okay with that, honestly. Like, I'd rather cry and feel these emotions as intensely as I feel them now than to not feel anything at all. Like, I don't want to be numb to my life. I don't want to move through my life not feeling or hating my job. And that was the main reason why I walked away from corporate, because I refuse to wake up every day with breath in my body and with love in my heart and hate the work that I do in this world. Like, I don't think it's asking for too much to love the work that you put out, to love the things that you do, and to love the life that you live. Like, I think if it wasn't for travel really revealing to me the fact that there are people who are living in this world who are actually at peace with the life they're living and who actually have a vision that they're bringing to life, if it wasn't for seeing that, if it wasn't for acknowledging that in my waking life, I wouldn't have anything to run towards. I wouldn't have anything to see. And even if you haven't had the chance to travel outside of your home country or your home state even, like, I'm here to tell you that there are people who are living in this world who are literally so in love with the work they do that it doesn't even feel like work. And I've experienced that while working on Seven Sisters and Company, because the fact that I get to wake up every morning, I have control over my daily schedule, I work on something that I love. Like, when I say I love this, I love the aspect of bringing a holistic approach to health and beauty. And I feel like that was something that was missing from a lot of the beauty brands that are out there, is that they don't acknowledge the whole person. They don't really celebrate the natural beauty of a woman, especially of a Black woman. And as you can imagine, we spend a lot of time really researching this brand, doing market research, doing all the type of research you can think about. And I'm grateful for my 7 years in grad school, because it really taught me how to do really, really, really good research. If I don't know anything else, I know how to do research. But it's so funny to me because that aspect of my training as a grad student has really paid into doing the research for this company. Like, one thing I started doing was like going to the social media accounts of different brands that are in a similar niche as us. And then I would read, basically, like, I would look at their content, and I would also go to the comments and read what the customers are saying. And one of the things, for example, like one of the things is that customers wanted to know about the shelf life of products. And because we're using all organic products, 100% natural products, the shelf life product can sometimes vary, but we had to do a lot of research and really test out, how long our products last. And thankfully we were able to get a consistent time frame for how long these products last. And for me, like, if I hadn't been looking at all that research, that would have been something that I would have missed, for example. And I know those are very small details, but for me as an artist, like as someone who considers themselves as a creative, like the small details matter. It matters how you present something to other people. And I'm just grateful that I don't have to walk down this path alone. I'm glad that I get to be with my sisters, be with my family, and say this is where we're going, and really help steer the ship. Because finding out that our ancestors were also entrepreneurs, farmers at that, in the same state as our business is registered, like that is wild to me. It's wild to know that we're really picking up on that legacy and building upon that legacy of using herbs, using plant-based products to really provide something for people that is of value, something that is safe for them to use. I have to go soon because it's getting dark. We spent all day packaging orders, labeling, doing all those things, and it didn't even feel like work. And that's the crazy part about it, is that all of this feels like alignment more than anything. And even though I don't have everything figured out, I know that I'm walking toward my greatest good. I understand that deciding to take a leap of faith and to do something different really does pay dividends. I think this whole process is just revealing to me that it's okay to slow down with my life. It's okay to take my time with my craft. It's okay to be present with who I am. And also it's okay to just admit that I honestly want to live a life that is full and fulfilling, and a life that is impactful. I spent 14 years of my life after my dad died really just disassociated, disconnected from my body, really living in fear and living in survival mode. And even before he died, like we were already living in public housing. Like my parents had 10 children together. So like my story and my origins definitely don't look like the starting grounds of someone who would be okay in this life. And I understand that, and I understand that I'm definitely blessed to be able to have this experience, to be able to take a chance on my life. But I don't think I'm the only one who's doing this. Like, I don't think I'm the only one who has the ability to really take ownership of their life. Honestly, each day I learn something new about the woman I'm becoming, and I think that's the most exciting part about this entire process, is that I don't have to have it all figured out. In fact, most business owners don't have it all figured out when they get started, but it doesn't keep them from being successful. I watch the stories of so many different successful people, like the founder of Slutty Vegan, the founder of Poopery, even the founder of Shea Moisture. Like, I listen to their interviews and I listen to their vision, and it sounds very similar to what we have here with Seven Sisters, and that is to create something that is actually going to help people and not harm them, something that's going to enhance their well-being. I've been making my own products for years now, and I'm always asked, like, what products do I use? So the fact that I could now be like, yeah, you can go to our website and check it out. These are the products. Like, for me, that's so cool. It feels like my life is just kind of like aligning in a way to where it wouldn't have, I feel like, if I had stayed in my previous position or if I hadn't taken a chance. And even though it's scary, and I'm not gonna lie, like, when you see like your savings account decreasing, you do start questioning, like, okay, am I really doing the right thing? But at the end of the day, like, I know that everything is going to be okay. Like, I have my family, I have my boyfriend, like, I have people in my corner who are really there for me, supporting me and helping me along the way. I'm not alone in this journey, and I know that it's a huge blessing to be able to say that. And if you do feel like you're alone in this process, I hope that this video provides some type of encouragement, because I know I've went through countless hours of people launching their small business, starting a skin and hair care business, or just really just trying something different. And I know how scary it can feel to be in that vulnerable state, but I also know that there's something inside of us that is greater than any obstacle. And if it wasn't what I've gone through these past 11 years with coming out of public housing, being able to get scholarships to go to school, being able to really heal from a broken heart, most importantly has been the most amazing part of this journey. Like, just being at peace in my body and not feeling afraid of life, like being able to sit down and not, like, I haven't had a panic attack or anxiety in years. And for me, like, that was something I struggled with for so long. It's really, really dark now, so I'm going to end this video and say thank you so much for the support. This is only the beginning. I know that we still have so much more to learn, so much more to develop as a company, as a brand, and I'm on board for the entire process. I'm not rushing this. I'm not competing. I'm not doing anything that's going to jeopardize my health and my well-being that I spent years establishing, or just honestly returning back to. Like, I'm going to be present with myself through this entire process, because this isn't just another job. This is a career in life that I love. Like, this is us building something that is going to impact our lives and also the lives of those around us. No, every day isn't perfect, but every day feels aligned, and that's even better to me. This is a part of the process, and I understand that, and I'm not going to be impatient with it, because I've spent so many years feeling impatient with my life, and it didn't do me any good. So I'm going to try something different. I am trying something different, and I'm so grateful that I get to document this process of becoming, this journey of self-discovery, with hopes that it inspires other people to begin their own journeys. Like, to me, that's a blessing, and I'll never forget this moment in my life where there was so much chaos, but still I remain centered and grounded in my truth, and I'm grateful for that. So I hope this video was helpful. I will definitely see you in the next one. Okay, bye.
Action.
Here's to new beginnings and the beginning of 7 Sisters in Company. Here's to family. Cheers!